I feel like this movie is like 70% of a spirited debate about religion, and then 30% of our main characters trying to escape from Mr. Reed. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and I'm here talking about the movie Heretic. Recording this on a Thursday night, but you may see this, fully edited video by either Friday or Saturday morning at the latest. Just to give you a heads up on what Heretic is about. Two young Mormon missionaries are forced to prove their faith when they knock on the wrong door and are greeted by a diabolical Mr. Reed, becoming ensnared in his deadly and intense game of cat and mouse. And that's pretty much what it is. In terms of the performance, I definitely felt like it was acceptable. I mean, Hugh Grant is, professional veteran actor. Probably done more movies than I've been alive, probably forgot more than I ever know about, acting or anything like that. So, but in terms of the performance, I really felt like Hugh Grant acted exactly like Hugh Grant acts in most of his movies. I feel like it only works with the creepiness factor because of the storyline and him acting, that exact same way, which I feel like I could understand why that's working. Like, if you act exactly how Hugh Grant is acting in his movies, once again, it's how I feel like he acts in the majority of his movies, you can see how this works, with this particular character. But yeah, like I said, I feel like he really just acted the same. And if that's the case, I'm cool if he doesn't want to pursue another horror movie. To me personally, it wasn't for me. I feel like this movie is like 70% of a spirited debate about religion, and then 30% of our main characters trying to escape from Mr. Reed. So that's why it wasn't for me necessarily. For those who aren't familiar with the definition, here it is on the screen. And just to summarize it, instead of me reading it along with y'all word for word, it's basically like, for what I gather, like a contrarian in terms of, what most people believe in terms of religion. A heretic is someone who, believes in, religious hearsay, or again, is just like a huge contrarian from what most people believe when it comes to religion. But yeah, man, I really I felt like, most horror movies, throughout the horror movies, from beginning to end, or at least from the middle to end, like they do a great job of building some type of tension, and then you have some type of, oh my goodness, like release throughout most horror movies. I didn't really get that from this. Instead of that, you really just get religious debate after religious debate against two women who would rather go home than debate with Mr. Reed anymore. So that's what kind of turned me off from it, really. And I ain't gonna front, man. Like, I think I can't, yes, I'm speaking for myself, but I think anybody in that situation, if you go to someone's home and you find yourself captive in that home or just trapped and can't get out, the last thing you want to discuss with anyone is some type of religious debate on why you disagree with my religion. Hey, you could disagree. If I'm a Mormon, hey, you can disagree with Mormonism, or I hope I said that right, but just let me go. Me personally, I believe in God. I grew up, Christian, Baptist, to be more specific. But again, if I'm captive, the last thing I want to talk to you about is religion. Let's just let me go and be done with it. So that's just it, man. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of cut and dry for me, man. I really wanted to like it. Once again, I don't want to badmouth the movie necessarily. I just felt like, you know what I feel like, it's not like I'm rooting for like the main characters to be killed or tortured or anything like that. But I just felt like at any point to where, okay, the women already know that they're in danger. They already feel scared, and you know, instead of a moment where you might see, I don't know, somebody might have to physically defend themselves or something like that. Instead of that, you just got Hugh Grant walking around talking about, so, what do you think about this? Do you know about this religion? Or why is this the same thing as what you believe in? And it's just like, all right, man. Like, minor spoiler alert, and this is my last point before I wrap up. There's like one, example to where he's talking about like the top 5, most popular religions, and he compares it to like the top 5 most popular versions of Monopoly, and he makes like this, comparison to religion and all these different versions of Monopoly and how they're really all the same, and at the same time, these girls are scared to death because they can't leave. They got to listen to this guy debate about religion when they just want to go home. And that's it, man. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Love it or hate it. That's my review. Let me know what you think if you saw it. Peace.